Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ready, Mike 25. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. We don't want nothing. Pick up the ball. Switch. Shift.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. The Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Ryan now to throw on third down. It's caught. Jones. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
Hey, pick your game up. Mike's 54. 51, Sam. Hey, wahoo. Ready to go.
From the 44, Ryan looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Freeman. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up what looks to be a third and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Ready, Mike 25. 54, Mike 54. Oh, here we go. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Now it's Ryan. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to that one, first down.
Yeah, I'll guarantee you that at least one. Defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
58. 51.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Makes him better.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
And the play clock becoming an issue, so Mike Zimmer's forced to call a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Cousins to throw it. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. A first down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
They'll run on first down. Cook, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist, 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 twist.
On second down, Cook. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Tackle made by the second-round pick, Isaiah Oliver. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And the Falcon first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan throwing the out route incomplete. That's Freeman. 4 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check, check. Watch the before. Watch the before. 51. Check 3.
On third down, Ryan. Throw left side complete. It's Freeman. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's Ryan. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ryan. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll look to run with Freeman. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan taking it in as they are now on the board here in the first half.
And the sneak works on 2nd and goal. They didn't wait until it was 4th down to try and get him across.
No, and I think if you're the QB, you like these plays, don't you? I mean, you want to hand it off sometimes, but also prove that you can get it in there as well.
Yeah, it makes you really part of the gang, doesn't it? It makes you part of the crew, and it really bonds you with those big offensive linemen because then you get to celebrate with the big fellas.
Get ready. Get ready.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And take it right at the 35. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
First down.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Ryan leaves with Freeman on the draw. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Got. Hey, Haywood.
Now it's Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones there to make the grab. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Falcons 14, Vikings 10.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So that'll back him up 5.
There we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Tyler Davison able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Yeah. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Cousins, flushed out right. He's got the first down and more past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up. throw the football, but sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the ground, it's Cook. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on right and chew. Up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
You're trapped. You're trapped. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Back to the ground, Cook. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Lynch 50, Lynch 50.
From the red zone now, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Caught on the right side by Jones. Touchdown, Falcons! Julio Jones. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons push further out in front. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Shit. Lucky 48.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 43 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
We play to win. Let's go.
At their own 39-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, and it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, Delta. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Mark 55. Watch right. Back.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just 1 fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they have the football that will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a 1-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep free players. We got to go.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Ryan. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Check 26, check 26. X3, 218, chopper. Got it. Hey, exit.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Gun. Stay at home.
Cousins on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Watch it. Throw. Sponge. No. Watch twist. Watch the twist.
Gun.
Over. 300. Boy.
Here we go. Bring the energy.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Vic Beasley picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Pulled in at the 24. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. They're on to the fourth quarter now, by the way, at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. And the Panthers looking pretty good. Their lead growing even further. A win would be their second on the young season. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be a second down. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Ryan wants to throw it. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 12 yards there and a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Switch.
80 weapons.
Check 9. Hey, alert 3.
Ryan to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
46-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, let's get this. Shoot.
Hey, express.
Slant. Hey, watch it.
Throwing now is Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 46 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Desmond Trufant. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
John, get ready. 54. All day, dog.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
54, Mike. Rabbit.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Falcons, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.